Good morning. I'm Barry Lyman. I want to welcome all of you today to our success series. I'm so excited this morning to be interviewing a really special client, a special woman. Her name is Rebecca Schleifer, and she's 44 years old, and she has the most gorgeous Southern accent ever. She's super smart. She's an entrepreneur, very accomplished, and she lives in Tampa. And today we're going to have a great conversation about success and where Rebecca is now in her journey to find true love, to find the one. Hey, hi, Rebecca. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Thanks so much for joining me and for really being always so generous and open to sharing. You're
You're
always,
welcome.
yeah. So I wanted to start out by asking you, originally, what prompted you to get in touch with me? You saw the training and then we got in touch, and yeah, what was that about?
So I had buried my desire really to find somebody, and I was really at the point of I don't know what else to do. And a mutual friend told me about you, and that prompted me to explore. And I jumped on the phone and I immediately joined because it was the thing. I didn't know how to help myself, and I didn't know that you existed. If I had, I probably would have called you a long time ago. So it was one of those things I didn't even know you existed until
Yeah.
somebody told me. So, and I hadn't been dating for years, but I knew I had that desire to get married, and I couldn't marry the two. I couldn't figure out like what was keeping me stuck. And so I just needed some coaching.
Yeah, yeah. And Rebecca, so you're a successful entrepreneur. You run a staging company and you really know how to get things done. So what was happening in your dating life before we met?
Um, I was getting all of my needs met with guy friends, and I had literally given up on dating, and so I was just robbing myself and getting little pieces here and there, but I was buried in work.
Yeah,
And, I made a lot of sacrifices. I've been in business for 8 years, and now I knew I had margin in my life. And it was one of those things I'm like, I really want to find a partner for life, but I want it to be healthy. And like, how do you find healthy? How do you find emotionally available people? That kind of stuff. So,
right. Because you were not meeting emotionally available men before,
no,
right?
nope, not
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. So, what was the most memorable or pivotal moments in your meet to marry journey so far?
There's been two. One is the parenting yourself because I was raised by a narcissist, and I my story is there's something really really wrong with me, and that you're not lovable, and you've got to perform and all that kind of stuff. So really parenting that inner child, which I did not put two and two together. I didn't realize I'm accomplished. I'm 44 years old. Like why am I having all these little breakdowns here and there and these voices that are really loud in my head? And so anyway, the parenting yourself was huge for me. Because my little inner child needed really to get completely healed, and she needs to hear things that I didn't know that she needed. So just being able to comfort myself that's a huge life skill. And then the second thing is that Think Up app. Just doing the daily practices and saying my empowering statement. Knowing my needs, though, is probably the other thing. Sorry, it's actually three things. So the knowing my needs. When you had to fill out the sheets and figure out what your true emotional needs are, and just going on dates and being conscious.
Right.
How do I feel? Is he meeting my needs? Am I attracted? It's very easy once you learn the way that we're supposed to be dating to find that emotionally healthy person. So yeah.
And we did a call the other night, and you were so excited about dating, right?
Mhm.
How did you feel about dating before the program?
I don't want to do it. I hated it. I freaking hated it. And I did not realize that, like, this whole vibration thing that you talk about, like, if you come off, like, people will literally, you attract what you put out there. And I didn't know that I was putting out there all this stuff that was not, I'm not going to attract the right people. Right. So, I hated online dating, especially. So
Yeah.
I really didn't believe you when you said that through the computer, the right people I'm gonna find the right people. But I trusted you, and it took a little while. I did have a couple of breakdowns, but I'm in the breakthrough phase, and the dates that I'm having are fantastic. I feel empowered. I do not feel like I'm sitting there being judged, which is the way I used to feel as a little kid. So I'm completely in charge here. I've got my creation hat on. I've got my choosing hat on. So I can go into a date and be like, no. So it's great. It's great.
So what kind of men are you meeting now as compared to before that has you be really excited?
They are emotionally available, one. Two is they think I'm the bomb, that's awesome.
Right.
Two is our visions and our values are really lining up. And so I've got choices now. It doesn't feel like I'm in a pit of, like, despair. That's gone. It's just like, I know I'm going to get married. I just don't know who yet.
Exactly.
I've got my date.
So you're really conducting yourself now like an empowered dater.
Correct. Yep.
Right? You know how you want to feel, you know what it's going to look like. And most importantly, because of how you feel about yourself now authentically, right? You're attracting the right people and you're really in charge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that empowering statement, like, I rehearse that before I go on a date,
Right.
And I'm like, okay, am I playful? That's one of my little essences. Am I funny? Am I creative? Am I caring and passionate? So yeah, it's really good because it was all buried.
It was buried. And Meet to Marry, so what Rebecca is speaking of, in the program, you get to learn who you really are. You start to have a new and empowered sense of yourself, of your essence. Because so often we're out there dating, but we're unconsciously bringing the past into the present. And when you do that, and there's a fear or negativity or not really being connected to yourself, that literally repels healthy love and closes off the future. And then top that off, where you keep attracting the same wrong kinds of people who are a mirror to our fears. So if at any point you feel like, maybe there's something wrong with me. And like in Rebecca's case, because she grew up, her mom was narcissistic, so she did not feel great about herself. She did not get the healthy, loving messages that we all really need. And so what she learned how to do is how to parent herself. And that's a whole big piece of what we do in the program. So that is so exciting.
I know, it's revolutionary. I finally feel like, myself. Like, I don't have to hide anymore. I don't have to protect. I don't have these dumb coping mechanisms anymore. And it's like, the way I was created it's here. Like, this is how God created me. And this is how I need to present myself. So, yeah.
Exactly. And so when you do that, then you're being the person who you want to marry. Mm-hmm. And you're speaking the truth, because there's so much terrible advice out there. Oh, don't let them know that you want to get married. You'll scare them off. Whereas here in the program, yeah, if somebody doesn't want what you want and it's not their to get married, scare them off. Why waste time? How many women tell me, oh, well, in the past, I hoped he would change. And I hope that if I were, maybe it would, no, you cannot manipulate that. You have to be able to see clearly who you are and who you're going out with, so that you can, and it happens quickly, right?
Right.
Right. Does it take 10 dates or 15 dates to know if you want to go out again?
Nope. I went out on a date last night. I knew within 10 minutes. Thank God it was just a coffee date. Yeah. So it's great. So I do want to go back though to anybody who has abuse or something like that in their background. One of the things that really was alarming to me was I went to this leadership conference, and you had told me that I was, closed off and all this. I didn't realize that I had all this inner shame, which is kind of what we were talking about. And I literally I physically could not receive love in the room. I couldn't, this exercise that we had to do, I couldn't lift my eyes up. And that scared me because I'm like, you got to allow people to love you if you're going to love them back. So, coupled with your program and that, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing year. I don't know what the end is going to be. I mean, I know I'm going to get married, but I don't know who and who it's going to be. So it's really, yeah.
Soon.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this idea? Like in business, you create goals, you have a plan, you make things happen. You work with certain clients that are going to be a delight to work with, that can afford to use your services, right? So
Right.
but in dating, we don't do that, right?
Nobody teaches you how to date. This teaches you how to be a conscious dater and to be dating. To me, it always felt unpredictable. It felt really scary. It felt like my childhood. Right. So, and you have given me the tools, and the right to be able to, I really got that when you said you're in creation mode. I totally got that because I ooze creativity. And so it makes me, I'm treating this kind of like the same way I do my business. Like, here's my end goal, and these are the activities I've got to do. I can't control the outcome, but I can control how I show up, and I can control, who I'm choosing. So.
And that's really high vibration energy. So you're always committed to your vision.
Right.
Vision of how you want to feel and what your life is going to look like, and sharing values. And you're in that space, but you're present in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's thought, speech, and action. It's not enough to just pray about it,
right.
Vision board about it, or that's not going to do it. So what Rebecca has experienced is creating a plan, a real plan that she can live with and create and do daily activities towards her vision, where she feels uplifted and inspired and going with the flow of life. And she is so fun. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, so that's really the journey. So Rebecca, what would you want to tell someone else who is thinking about doing the program with respect to finding their soulmate? What would you want them to know about?
Do not bury that desire. I did that for years. And bury is the thing that I love about this program so much is you're never going to feel left out. You're going to feel completely supported. You're going to feel encouraged. You have accountability partners. And if you keep working it, it works. So you have to show up and you have to come in with a beginner's mindset, but it's totally worth it to get the unstuckness to go away and to feel empowered on a date instead of disempowered. And why does he not like me? I never will ask that question again.
Right. It's more about, do we want to invest in each other, and let's not waste any time, right? Because it's loving, respectful. Yeah. So behind me, these are pictures of success stories and people who got married. And I know, Rebecca, very soon you're going to be celebrating your success. But this is success.
Mm-hmm.
You're now living your life powerfully, aligned, and knowing your value and who you really are without spending years and years and years and years analyzing or pushing it away. You deserve it. You deserve to have healthy lives.
Yeah, it's really exciting because now I know that I'm able to receive. And I have not been able to do that. Like, people would say, I love you. And I'd be like, mm-hmm. And so seriously, like, this program has opened up my heart in ways that not every need's going to get met. But you know what? I get to practice it. I get to practice it on the dates. And so my walls are coming down, and I think they're almost all down. And I'm learning vulnerability, which is a skill you're going to have in marriage. So it's great. It's great. Just knowing my needs, though, is like, that's huge. So
It's huge. And I see you blossoming and meeting your needs and opening up and being free. And you're,
yeah, free. It's free. I feel so much freedom now.
yeah, it's beautiful. I see it. Okay. Well, great, Rebecca. Thank you so much for sharing with everyone your
No
story,
problem.
where you are now. And I know really soon, like in the program, we celebrate, we're always celebrating whether someone had an amazing date or is filling up their pipeline or is getting out of themselves to being engaged, to getting married, to having children. It's the whole journey of success. And this is what it is to be really coming into yourself. It's a beautiful journey. Thank you so much, Rebecca.
You're welcome. Thank you.